All right, once you log into VEO, you'll get probably a different screen than mine. I have a few more rights just because of the admin thing, but you will see recordings in Teams. And once you can navigate to Teams, click on 09B64, obviously. You'll see all the games that we've recorded, which is most of them, as you notice. You'll see that they're in date order. To the top is the latest. And David's going to start putting comments on some of these games. I'm not sure how he's going to do that in terms of selecting which games or whatever, but I'm sure he'll tell us. And when he does, you'll be able to navigate to these games. And you can see the names of the games are pretty simple, or of the videos are pretty simple to follow. I used just 09B64 versus whoever the team is by name and by date. You'll be able to click on those once you know which videos he's assigned comments to. Now, once your player gets their login and they've actually accepted the link and they've logged in for the first time, they'll actually get emails every time David sends a new highlight or creates a new highlight. But even if they miss all that or they don't look at their email, they can still log into the application, navigate to the recording that he's talked about. And here's the latest one, for example. And you can go ahead and log in. And once you log in, you see the game kind of starts automatically. You'll see all these little white circles at the bottom. These are just the highlights, mostly created by the AI, the artificial intelligence. If you look on the right, you'll have analytics and you'll have highlight list. The highlight list is the highlights I'm talking about. And most of them are created by the system. Like you'll see corner, shot on goal. I just clicked on that on accident. It moved it. And you'll see it moved it down there. So you can actually go through these, and you see a goal, and you want to see the actual goal. There was a goal pretty early here, if I remember. You can actually click on it, and it'll take you right to that goal, or right to the beginning of that goal. It's usually off by about 15 seconds because it's trying to give you some warning. Anyway, you can tell that the ones that are done by the system say AI on them, these little label, and it tells you who scored. It's really cool. Cap City versus FCW. Oh, Wesley. Anyway, good goal there for them, and it'll show you all the different highlights. Now, once you've done that, if you're really, I really encourage you to look at these videos. They're really cool. You can screencast them, and you should, to a bigger screen. You can make it bigger, even here, right? Lots of cool things you can do, and you can listen to the audio, and that's actually encouraged because you can hear the players talking or maybe not talking, as the case may be. You can adjust the playback speed if you want to watch it faster. There's lots of cool things you can do. You can use this 5 seconds back, 5 seconds forward. A lot of cool things. Now, the other thing is, the most important thing is, once you've got the highlights up, and you don't want to look through all the highlights, but you want to find highlights for your player, or the player wants to do it, you can go down here in the filter section. So I kind of went fast there. Let's try it again. Get in the highlights. The filters are already open. So when you come into the highlights, it looks like this. You'll see these 3 buttons, or these 3 dots. You click on that, and then you can go to filter. And you click on filter, and now you can see the pre-done ones, attacking, defending. You can see comments. This is the ones that David created. But if you want to look just at your player, you can click on Jackson, for example. This one has just Jackson's highlight so far. Click on Jackson, and I apply the filter. When I find my player, in this case Jackson, I can then just look at his highlights. And that's cool because it gives him a chance, if he has 5 or 6 highlights or whatever, he wants to look at all of them at once, he can just filter there and find his and not have to look through everybody else's and worry about missing a highlight that David may have created. Because the highlights that David created, there may be many of them, right? So you want to find just Jackson. That's the best way to do it. Now, once you found it, the cool thing here is you can click on it, and it takes you right to that highlight. When you're in the highlight mode with your filter like this, another cool thing is it actually just has that video. So if you notice, it's not the whole game anymore. It's just this highlight. And so what's also cool about that, this is an instructive highlight. You can see David's used some directional arrows here to tell him what he's talking about between the highlight comment and the highlight itself. But say this was a goal, a really good goal or something, and there's lots of them. If some of your players have made some great goals. If you want to actually download that after, watch it and whatever, I would encourage to download it and save it for maybe if they want to, later on in their career, they want to try to get into college or whatever. I would download it and save it now, because we may not be using VEO forever, right? So the cool thing is that the way to do that is in the same 3 dots. You can do a download all button, There's also a way to do it. Where to go? Another place. Oh, right up here. So this download, that's the download the whole file. So when you want that actual highlight, you can go to the highlight itself and then hit download. So say this was a goal or it was a great move and you wanted to record it and keep it for posterity or for a reel later on in their career. This is the place to do it. I'd recommend doing that now and saving it somewhere, locally on your system or in the cloud for you, so you always have them. And remember, make sure you write the right name on them so you know what highlight you're looking at as you accumulate lots of them. Anyway, that's a good way to do it. The other thing I wanted to point out, so you can clear that filter. Now we're back to the main thing. And again, you can kind of pop through the different things. The other thing I want to point out is the analytics. So when I upload these things, I have to set some certain things to start it all off. But once that's done, it knows what period it is, how long the game's been going on. It actually knows the score most of the time, and it's usually pretty accurate. Sometimes it misses. There was a game a couple games ago where the kid took the ball from the back of the net and put it under his shirt. The AI did not catch that. It thought that it was just a goal kick or something. It was confused. But generally, it's good at picking up the goals and all the highlights. So in addition to the score, you can also look at the stats. It's just like ESPN or something. You can see goal kicks for each side. It's pretty cool. Shots on goal, what have you. You can also look at the heat map. In this particular game, we played a lot of defense in this half, in the first half. And it's cool to switch to see, how the kids remembered it. Were we playing more offense or defense, right? And so it's kind of cool. And this is the second half, and again, we were playing a lot of defense in that half. So this is pretty cool little tool. You can even do it, the same thing for the other side. But anyway, very cool stuff to play with and get a look at. There is also, let's see, what other feature I want to show. I guess that's pretty much what I wanted to show. But the bottom line is this is a very powerful tool. I recommend highly using it because there is a lot of cool stuff that you can see. And there's nothing like watching the game in this way. There's some other cool tools. You can see a timeline of where the ball was. That's probably more for the coaches. But the bottom line is it's a really cool tool to go see how the game was, how the kids remembered it versus how it really was. Somebody told me a while back that, you never play as bad as you thought you did, and you never play as good as you thought you did. That seems to be kind of accurate for me watching these videos anyway. So feel free to tool around. If you have any questions, ask David or myself, and enjoy the tool. It's really great that they're doing this for the kids so that it's just another way to help them get better. And so I know Wes has watched a lot of video. I recommend you guys do the same. So anyway, any questions, again, feel free to let me know. All right. Thanks a lot.